Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. We are, well, it says here, we're back in Rat Home. We're going to do a little more investigating before we head back into the courtroom. I think we largely know the sequence of events now, but the sort of identity of the people who are sort of behind this spate of mind control and killings is currently unknown to us, so we'll hopefully find out a little bit more about that. Alright, using the Kingsguard teleportation network, you arrive back in Rathome. Due to Celeste's insistence, you're being escorted by a division of the Kingsguard. They definitely make you look out of place. As you walk through the city, you draw strange looks from nearly everyone who sees you.
Sir, where will we be headed first?
It's a little strange giving orders tonight. It's definitely going to take some getting used to. What's wrong? There's definitely something I'm fundamentally missing, but what? Just don't push yourself too hard, okay? Yeah, I'll try to pace myself. Anyway, we should speak with each of the suspects and confirm their alibis. That might help me finally put things together.
Each of the nobles has returned to their respective homes, but our teleportation network should help you travel around with and guard.
Alright, so what have we got? Well, I guess we could start off here. I mean, presumably the High Justice, or whatever his name is here. You arrive back at the Grand Cathedral of the Scaled Lord. You probably won't need to investigate the crime scenes again, but you wonder if Astor or Lucio might be here.
Sir, I've spoken with the groundskeeper. His Majesty and the Grand General are currently visiting Lady Steelwind. Supposedly, they'll be here later today to talk to the High Speaker.
Alright, I suppose we'll just have to come back later. Oh, well, so I can't speak with her. Fine. Whatever, let's go to Frege Manor. You arrive at Frege Manor hoping to speak with Leif and Miriam. After some asking around, one of the servants mentions that they appear to be entertaining guests in the study. You normally wouldn't interrupt them, but you've already eaten up a lot of time travelling here. Whatever they're discussing can wait. Ah! As you enter the study, Tracker runs up to you and begins barking. But once he sees who you are, he calms down.
Oh, hello, friends. Sorry for bugs. Tracker thought he smelled something bad.
Oh, Mr. Cuthbert. You scan the room and see that Miriam is there too. And they appear to be speaking with Lord Asclepius. Sorry for barging in, Leif. No, it's no problem at all. Her emotions imply that she already knows why you're here. I'll skip the pleasantries. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about what happened? Of course, I'll do anything to help with Lady Steelwind's situation.
Should I leave?
No, you were there with me when everything happened. And your testimony will substantiate my alibi. Oh, he's cross. Hello. Alright. Leif, I'm sure you know why I'm here. But I just want to preface this by saying that I highly doubt you were behind this. No, I perfectly understand. Frankly, I'm also at a loss. I've no idea who did this. What are you talking about? It was clearly that criminal, the Eye-Taker. Why don't you go interrogate him? Make no mistake, we fully intend to. But I'd like to cover everyone else before I confront him. Let him be, Miriam. But it's his fault that Beatrice is... Our sister knew what she was doing when she gave her testimony. Don't insult her bravery by blaming Mr. Cuthbert for what happened. What? Anyway, Mr. Cuthbert has shown many times that he's acting in good faith, and he's capable of convicting the criminals that even we can't see. Alright. You mentioned Beatrice before. Did something happen? Well, it happened right after she gave her testimony this morning. She fell unconscious shortly after she left the Scaled Lord's lair. She hasn't woken up since then, and Marinath has gone missing.
What? It must have been the Empress of Discord. After you manifested Lady Steelwind's blood contract, we all realized why she was acting so strangely.
Right, if it weren't for her, I would have never considered trying to issue a divine edict. She sacrificed herself to save Lady Steelwind. It seems our esteemed sister put her trust in you, commoner. So we will do the same. If there's anything we can do to help you, please ask. I appreciate your trust, all of you. But I have to ask, where were you all between 2 and 3 p.m. that day? Luckily, we were all together.
Me, Leif, Miriam, Beatrice and her friend were all in the garden before 2 p.m.
But at around 2 p.m, my sister and Miss Ilmata both went missing. I can't believe we trusted her to take care of our sister. Hush now, Miriam. If the Empress of Discord took control of her, there was hardly anything Miss Ilmata could do to stop it. I really do hope she's okay. She's been missing since the massacre. You mentioned that you all went to search for her. Did you see anything? No. We were originally planning to search the cathedral grounds, but when we arrived at the nave, we found Asta trapped in a force cage. Did any of you lose track of each other during that time?
No, we stayed together for the entire time. But we did consider splitting up to cover more ground.
But the King's Guard found us and asked us to stay where we were.
Right, I suppose that makes sense. And did you see Eris at all when this happened?
No, we never saw her.
Okay. She went missing at the same time that Beatrice did. That's really suspicious.
You don't think?
Well, it's definitely possible she was involved in this somehow. Not to mention the Eye Taker is one of our suspects and she's his daughter.
She's his what?
You didn't know? I'd have thought that Beatrice would have told you.
No, she didn't mention that at all.
Looks like Eris has a lot to answer for. If you can even find her, that is. I suppose I'll stop beating around the bush. Have any of you made a blood contract with a demon lately?
How dare you! This arrogant little peasant. No, I understand where he's coming from. I want to understand, but the very idea is infuriating. Of everyone present, our sister was the only person with known ties to a demon. If she were to share that secret with anyone, it would have been us.
You didn't catch any incriminating thoughts from them through the eye, but you've been misled by it before.
Nevertheless, we still have no idea who the patron is.
I was actually meaning to ask you during the trial. Can't you just use this divine edict of yours to try to figure out who the patron is?
No, to manifest a blood contract, I need the title of the demon and the name of the human they made that contract with.
Yes, I understand that, but why not just brute force it?
What?
Well, due to the King's funeral, the King's Guard has a detailed list of everyone who was present during the massacre. Whoever this patron is, they were working together with the Empress of Discord. That must mean they made a blood contract with her, yes?
That's right. I could just keep issuing divine edicts until a blood contract appears. Wait, is that safe?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
You take out your notes and begin looking at your list of suspects. You might be at this for a while, so you might as well go in alphabetical order. You clear your throat in preparation. Empress of Discord, wherever you may hide, release thy guards and manifest your blood contract with Asta de Wivengard. Ah! Tyrion, what's wrong? You collapse to the ground as you suddenly find yourself overcome with immense pain. What? What's happening to him? Lazaric, use your magic to heal him.
Right.
Oh, you silly, silly boy. You may be half human, but you can't just go around declaring lies like that.
What?
And I was really looking forward to bringing you to the end of this. I haven't even started to have my fun yet. Who are you? Actually, I suppose that contract is still in effect. I guess my hands are tied. I'll save you. Just this once. Rian! Tyrion, please wake up! Celeste? You're okay?
You most certainly don't feel okay. You can feel every part of your body aching. It's painful for you to even sit up like this.
Are you okay, friend?
Yeah. What happened?
You died.
What?
I've never brought anyone back from something like that. That was my strongest spell, too. You've no idea how lucky you are. If I wasn't here, who knows what might have happened.
I don't understand. The last thing I remember was issuing my divine edict. Wait, was that the course? But I've done it before without any problems. I just used it this morning.
Because it was wrong. Tyrion does not have... Oh, sorry, maybe it's Asta. Asta does not have a blood contract with the Empress of Discord.
It might be because Asta doesn't have a blood contract with the Empress. If demons are unable to lie, the same might hold true for angels as well. The divine edict must be some sort of divine power. So asking for a blood contract that doesn't exist might be considered a lie?
Oh, sorry, it's my fault for suggesting it.
No, I was being reckless. Please be more careful. I don't think my heart can take this. Well, at least we know Asta didn't do this. That was the most obvious one! Either way, you should still make note of this. Yeah. Oh, anyway, it's clear that I can't just brute force this. I'll just have to wait until I'm certain of the patron's identity. Just please be careful. Anyways, it looks like you found everything you can here. Let's move somewhere else. We're back to the cathedral, perhaps. Hopefully Asta and Lucio are back by now. Oh, Mr. Cuthbert! As you enter, you're approached by Asta, Alaric, and Lucio. How was your investigation? Are you okay? You look quite pale. Yeah, there was a bit of an accident earlier. You're a little too embarrassed to admit that you almost ended up dying.
Well, try to exude more caution next time. It'd be dishonourable if you didn't fall by my hand.
Why is everything you say so aggressive? Anyway, you finally have your next suspect here. But judging from the evidence you've gathered, it is very unlikely that Asta is the patron. You do wonder if he saw something, though.
Why are you looking at me like that, Cuthbert?
Oh, sorry. After he attacked you in Frege Manor, you've always been a little wary of him. If it weren't for Celeste's reflexes, he might very well have killed you that day.
I'm not gonna attack you again.
I hope you can understand my uneasiness. You did almost kill me the first time we met. What?
That's no. It's because you're a Heavensborn.
What? What does me being Heavensborn have to do with this?
It's difficult to explain to someone like you. But warriors such as I must hone and develop our senses to survive in battle. Eventually, we develop the ability to sense hidden enemies and anticipate danger. I'd heard that such senses are heightened when in the presence of extraplanar entities. Till I met you and Beatrice Frege's familiar, I thought those stories were complete nonsense.
Me and Marinath?
As a Heavensborn, your blood is said to originate from the heavens. I wouldn't go so far as to say that I believe in the existence of other planes, but I admit that I still feel a certain aura from you that doesn't quite feel quite human.
So that's why you attacked me. I was exuding a threatening aura.
It was actually the opposite. Your aura was too calming and benign. I thought it must be some kind of trick or illusion.
I see, that's quite an astounding ability.
What about you, McCoy?
What?
Did you not sense a similar aura when you first met him?
Is that true? Well... Wow, there's a really big carriage outside. I wonder who it belongs to. Oh, there's someone inside the inn too. Is that guy visiting my dad? Now that I get a good look at him, he's kind of cute. Yeah. It was kind of similar. For some reason, you feel a little embarrassed. Asta, I'm sure you know why I'm here. It's because I'm one of your suspects, isn't it?
Your Majesty, you are the reigning king of Livengard. I expect you to conduct yourself with more dignity.
Of course. My apologies, Lord Steelwind. Anyway, questioning you is honestly a formality at this point. Oh, really? Well, a lot of the evidence works in your favour. He doesn't have a blood contract with the Empress, after all. Well, I appreciate your vote of confidence, nonetheless. Lucio, have you made any headway in figuring out who set that trap for Asta?
Nay, I have not.
Well, it makes me uneasy that you let someone get that close to my father's body.
Can I begin to apologise for my men's incompetence? If they were more vigilant, perhaps we could have avoided this whole tragedy entirely.
So your men were guarding the late king's coffin?
Aye, there wasn't a single moment when his body was left unguarded.
Oh, we found traces of illusion magic at the location of the force cage, although we're still not sure about who could have set that trap. There are also members of the Kingsguard that can cast both force cage and Glyph of Contingency. And many of them fell comatose during the massacre, so we don't even know if one of them betrayed us.
Do you think my men are that weak, Your Majesty?
I think anyone can be made weak when put through enough stress.
Regardless, we've no way of telling who may have been guarding the coffin when the trap was set. This means that we've no way of telling when that Glyph of Contingency was set.
I was actually meaning to ask about that. Couldn't we wait for the 48 hours to elapse? If we make note of the exact traces when Well, if we make note of the exact time the traces of evocation disappear, we can work backwards to discern the exact time the trap was set.
Well, normally we could.
When the spell activated, I unfortunately panicked and cast a fireball to try and destroy it. Of course, it didn't even put a dent in the force cage.
Yeah, because of that, you left traces of evocation at the exact location of the glyph of contingency. We cannot discern which traces were left by the patron's glyph of contingency or His Majesty's firebolt.
I'm terribly sorry about that. Okay. Well, you can't blame him for reacting like that, but it's going to make figuring out who did this that much more difficult. I heard you two visited Arya earlier today. How is she doing? I think she's doing the best she can, all things considered.
Yeah, no thanks to you.
What?
She's only in this situation because of you.
Lucio, that's not... Me? You're the one who's heartlessly prosecuting her.
She's far too weak for this.
If that's what you truly think of her, you're grossly misunderstanding the kind of person that she is. She defied the role you tried to force on her, and she instead dedicated herself to fixing our broken kingdom. Ever since this started, all you've done is insult her. But you know nothing about her, and she's far stronger than you realize. Despite her lineage, she's always carved her own path and pursued her own justice.
Her own path? She only became a prosecutor because of His Majesty.
What are you talking about? She became a prosecutor to fix our corrupt justice system from the inside.
And who do you think put those ideas into her mind? If she wanted to fix our justice system, she could easily have done so by slowly weakening House Sybil's influence. But she knew about your strange idolization of Ruby Tomorrow. She knew how closely you followed each and every one of her cases. I know why she became a prosecutor. She thought that if she became like your idol and defeated her, you might finally notice her.
You're wrong, Lucia. Arya Steelwind would never care about me that much.
Are you seriously that dense? When you were still engaged to Lady Frege, you flaunted your relationship in front of my daughter with no regard for her feelings. I remember each and every time I heard her silently crying in her quarters because of how oblivious you are. She's changed every part of her cell in order to please you.
Is he getting angry on her behalf? I had no idea.
My daughter is far stronger than any of us, but she's weak when it comes to you.
Lucio, there's no point in fighting amongst ourselves. Please stay focused on the investigation. Seems that he cares for Arya a lot more than you realized, and the eye shows that his feelings are genuine. But then why is he doing everything he can to convict her? The mood is a little tense.
I must ask you, Cuthbert, why are you going to such lengths with my daughter?
What do you mean?
Surely you understand the gravity of the situation. By taking part in this trial, you risk drawing the ire of both the nobility and whoever this Empress of Discord is. What are you planning?
Lucy, I'm not planning anything.
Please, do you honestly expect me to believe that you're doing this out of the goodness of your heart?
Well?
Scared lords, you actually are doing it for that reason. Is this what all Heavensborn are like?
I don't like thinking about it that way. I just can't stand by while I see an injustice taking place. Even if you're standing in my way, I'll do whatever it takes to save Arya.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thrown around such promises so loosely.
I'm not, I will save her, Lucio. Anyway, it appears that you still have no idea who set that trap for Asta. Judging from the spell compendiums you have, neither Arya nor Beatrice could have set that trap. The patron could also be a mage, and that means they could have set that trap too. Either way, it looks like you won't be getting any new information here. But you highly doubt the person who orchestrated this is any of the people you've met thus far. There's one last person you need to talk to. Okay, eye taker, I suppose, then. You make your way back to the alleyway that Tamora brought you to a month ago. It would be too conspicuous to bring the Kingsguard with you, so they've hidden themselves in a building nearby. They gave Celeste an enchanted runestone to hold and channel her magic into. If she ever stops focusing her magic into it, the Kingsguard will be notified and they'll storm the building. Are you ready? Yeah, let's do this. The eye taker is your prime suspect. Everyone else has an alibi and lacks a motive. Not to mention Eris was with Beatrice when she went missing. You don't want to suspect her, but her father is a criminal. And she still hasn't turned up since the massacre. Alright, on 3. 1, 2, 3. What? There's no one here. Damn it. Of course he's not here. You betrayed him and you knew where his hideout was. You take a close look at the desk he was sitting at during your previous visit. There's a thick layer of dust on it. It doesn't look like anyone's been here for a while. He must have moved his operation elsewhere the day you convicted Beatrice. I guess there's no point in staying hidden anymore. You see Celeste toss the Kingsguard runestone onto the ground. A few seconds later you hear the footfalls of soldiers rushing towards your location.
Freeze in the name of Wivengard!
You see him freeze as he scans the room and sees no one else there.
Be careful, sir. They appear to have turned themselves invisible.
They're not here, you idiot.
Oh.
You let out a frustrated sigh as you take a seat on a chair nearby. A cloud of dust is launched into the air as you do so. He had the last piece we needed. None of the other suspects had the means nor the motive to do this. But he's probably long gone by now. It's over. I'm sorry. But you did everything you could, didn't you? But it wasn't good enough. A part of you knew that it was a long shot. If he were involved in this, he'd definitely keep his head down. What do we do now? There has to be someone who knows where he is. Wait a minute. Actually, there is one person who might know where he is. What do you... Wait, you don't mean... At this point, it's the only option we have. Are you sure? You two aren't exactly... Is it Tamora he's talking about? I know, but I can't let my personal feelings get in the way of saving Arya. You're not looking forward to seeing her again. At least that's what you keep telling yourself. You'll have to process these feelings later. You have a job to do. I'm going to examine the scene, obviously. Let's do detect magic first. No, free of magic. Makes sense. Looks like this fireplace hasn't been lit in a while. But I can still see the burnt remnants of some documents. Never got a chance to look at this painting the last time we were here. It looks like some kind of crime lord. If I'm right, he was one of the previous Eye Takers. Back then he had an even tighter grip on the criminal underbelly of Ratome. People used to call him the Oh, sorry, it's the Night Talking.
People used to call him the Raging Storm.
But isn't Eye Taker already a nickname?
Look, sir, I don't come up with these names.
Alright, sorry, I didn't realise that was the Night Talking. It's a bookshelf filled with several fantasy fiction novels. There are a lot of books from a series that I've read. There are several fantasy novels stacked on the desk here. The Eye Taker must be a fan of the genre. Good taste. It's the table that the Eye Taker sat at the last time you were here. It's a thick layer of dust on it now. I can see the back alley entrance from this window. The Eye Taker must have used this to get a good look at visitors. Yeah, so there's nothing else here. I was wondering if there might be a picture of his actual daughter that would let us know that it wasn't Eris, but seems not. Okay. Alright. Time to go to Tamora's place. You arrive at the office of Tamora's law firm. According to Arya, Tamora is still practicing, so it looks like she hasn't gone into hiding like the Eye Taker apparently did. If anyone knows where he currently is, she will. You bring your hand up to knock on the door, but you stop for a moment.
Sir?
After everything that's happened, you still don't feel ready to face her. For the past month, all those things you said to her keep replaying in your mind. You feel the familiar warmth of Celeste's hand again. Take a deep breath and steel your resolve. You knock on the door. Every moment of silence thereafter fills you with anxiety and dread. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but I'm not currently accepting clients at... She looks completely frozen for a while, but her gaze narrows as she notices the legion of knights escorting you. Are you here to arrest me? No, of course not. Can we come in? Yes, of course. You take a seat inside the office, but you can't really think of anything to say. And the knights aren't really helping to alleviate the tension. Hey, Celeste, could you take the knights outside and do a perimeter of the building? What? But are you sure? I am. But what if something happens? Celeste, we're in a populated building in the capital city of Wivengard. I think I'll be fine. No, but... Sorry, you're right. I'll just... With a motion of her hand, the knights follow her out of the office. Right before she leaves, she waits at the door and looks at you for a while. But after a while, she realizes how long she's been staring and quickly closes the door. Now then, let's get this over with. Small talk. Is Celeste okay? She seems a bit on edge right now. Yeah, I think she's just been overprotective lately. I don't really blame her. I did almost die a few times in the last few days. What? It's a long story. And I don't think I'm even allowed to talk about it, especially not with you. The last part came out with a little more disdain than you intended. You take a deep breath. I received your letters. Oh, did you? I haven't gotten the chance to read them yet. Oh, of course. Whenever you're not busy. This is really awkward. But you were going to have this conversation sooner or later. Perhaps it would be best to just be direct. So I'm going to look around the office first. It's a painting of a noblewoman? Not quite. That's Eliza Tantivy. She was a common folk professor at the Imperial Academy, and this portrait was commissioned by one of her noble patrons. It really just shows off their wealth, though. It doesn't celebrate anything noteworthy. Then why do you have this? I like her, and she's a good reminder that the common folk are just as competent as the nobility. It's a painting of some sort of pirate. He was a pirate that was famous for ruthlessly destroying the ships of anyone who stood in his way. During the Great Luminite War, the Wyverngrad Crown hired him as a privateer to protect Ornax from the Theocracy's navy. He sailed near my hometown. During the Great War, Ornax was a vital foothold for Wyverngard's navy. Unfortunately, he was captured by the Theocracy and executed for his crimes. But I hear he gave them the runaround for 8 years before he was captured. The seat for Tamora's clients. Looks extremely comfortable, but she never let you sit in them when you were a child. I always wondered how you could afford these things. I guess I finally know now. Starting to get dark outside. We don't have much time left. It's a bookshelf. There are several books about law and national history. You read a lot of these books front to back while studying to be an attorney. I don't think I'll be able to detect magic because Celeste's not here. I wonder if he'll say that.
Prepario Arcanum.
He doesn't. Interesting. Okay, never mind. Miss Tamora, I trusted you. I know. I trusted you. I told you everything about myself. I put all of my hopes into you. And you lied to me. You told a criminal about the Eye of Horus. It took me years before I was comfortable enough to tell you about it, and you knew that. Why did you even adopt me? You could have just left me in Ornax and moved on with your life. Why would you pull me into this? It sounds like she's trying to look for an answer, but nothing comes to her. I've started thinking about what my life could have been like. I could have done so many things. I might have been able to move on from losing my mother. But you adopted me. You made my entire life focused around that one moment. I had a son once. Before you, I mean. What? I wasn't always a city person. I used to live in an old farm town just like McCoy's. My son and I used to run an old tea shop. Just the two of us.
Wait, you ran a tea shop?
I know, it's ridiculous now that I think about it. But I was really happy back then.
What happened?
One night, a local nobleman had too much to drink at the local tavern. He barged into our shop and started destroying it with his magic. My son tried to stop him, but... The Inquisition swept that entire case under the rug, obviously. They said that the nobleman felt threatened and acted in self-defense.
She never told you about this before. What was his name?
It was Ryan.
Oh. What did you do after Ryan died?
I thought long and hard about what I wanted to do. I was hurt and blinded by rage, so I decided I would take justice into my own hands.
Wait, you didn't...
No. At the time, I thought that killing him would be too easy. I broke into his manor and found every incriminating document I could find. I found everything, from records of illegitimate children to plots he was making against other noble houses. I released everything to the public. It absolutely ruined him. That's when I realized that there was a way to make them pay. You didn't have to harm or kill anyone. You could just beat them at their own game. You could use the rules and laws they made against them. Just like an attorney. Yes, just like an attorney. When I realized that, I moved up to the city and started studying law. I read every book there was to read about Wyvernguard's laws, and I learned how to work the system. I started representing clients who were clearly being framed by the nobility. But I really didn't care about saving them. I just wanted to see the look on each noble's face when I implicated them with irrefutable evidence. But it got more difficult. As I started punching higher, the nobles got smarter and more influential. I continued to acquit my clients, but the trials got closer and closer each time. But I was arrogant, and I felt invincible. I thought that no matter what happened, justice would prevail. And then your mother's case happened. I've never met someone that remarkable before. She had this way of making you feel happy, no matter what kind of mood you were in. Yeah, I remember. But I failed her. And I failed you. Mr. Moore, I never once blamed you for what happened. I know, but that doesn't change the fact that I couldn't acquit her. She was executed because I didn't do enough. When you asked me to train you to be an attorney, I was blinded by my desperation. I felt so alone and helpless. I wanted someone, anyone, to carry this burden with me. So how pathetic must I have been? That I'd look for that in a grieving 10-year-old child. When I looked at you, all I wanted to see was myself. I saw a hurt and broken person who wanted revenge on the nobility. But I was too self-centered to realize that you were nothing like me. You care about people, and you cared more about saving your clients than harming the nobility. I think I knew all along, but I just refused to see it. Maybe you were right about me. What? Maybe I was just using you to make myself feel better. I took you from your home and forced you to dedicate your life to my dream. Maybe I never really cared. If I did care about you, I would have never pulled you into a life like this. I'm sorry, and I can't begin to apologize for doing that to you. The eye shows that her feelings are genuine, but does that even matter at this point? I've been thinking long and hard about this. I want to forgive you, Mr. Mora, but I don't know if I can. I don't blame you, but I want to try. She looks away from you for a moment as she wipes a single tear. Mr. Mora? No, don't call me that. What? If you can truly find it in your heart to forgive me, I want things to be different this time. I'm not your superior nor your mentor anymore. We're equals now, so call me by my first name. Oh, okay, Ruby? Saying it feels really strange after all these years, but you hope you can get used to it. Right, I almost forgot the entire reason why I came here. What is it? I didn't just come here to reconcile. I actually need your help with something. Okay. I need you to help me speak to the Eye Taker. Tyrion. I know. Considering the circumstances, it would probably strain your partnership with him even more. Tyrion? If you just tell me where he is, I'll do my best to make sure it doesn't get traced back to you. Tyrion, the Eye Taker is dead. What? He died right after you convicted Beatrice. He was lynched by a mob of civilians. What? Everyone's saying that it was some sort of retaliation from House Frege. Didn't you notice that he didn't send anyone after you? But Eris said... Wait a minute. By the way, is your father still... Oh, if you're worried about him, we've already had a conversation about you. I don't think he'll be accosting you anytime soon. Oh. Thank you. Then why would Eris say that then? Who's Eris? What? You've met her before. She has long black hair and she wears a black dress. I guess she really likes black. But anyway, she's the Eye Taker's daughter? Tyrion, the Eye Taker's daughter has red hair. What? She was there when we spoke to him during Beatrice's trial. That's right. What are you talking about? She was never at that meeting. What? What is going on? She was clearly there. If it weren't for her intervention, the Eye Taker would have attacked at that very moment. Why are you remembering things differently?
I'm sorry, Lucio, but whoever this patron is, they have full ownership of her mind. They could have easily commanded her to forget signing the contract in the first place. That's probably why she can't remember what happened during the massacre.
No. Tyrion, what's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? A part of you really hopes that you're wrong about this. Ruby signed a blood contract? That's the only explanation you can think of, but why? Her memories seem intact, except for her memories of Eris. Since her disappearance, you've highly suspected that she was involved in this. Not only was she at the scene of the crime, she went missing at the same time that Beatrice did. But you've never thought to ask her one question. Eris Ilmater is the patron? No, Ruby signed a blood contract with a demon. And that demon changed Ruby's memories of Eris Ilmater. Okay. The patron is the patron. I mean, that's got to be correct, isn't it? Patron is a noble? Eris Ilmater is not the patron? Ruby Tamora is not a qualified attorney. I don't know what I'm going. Who is Eris Ilmater? Eris Ilmater is. Oh, maybe she's the Empress of Discord. Ooh, that's interesting. A flood of memories come back to you.
Warriors such as I must hone and develop our senses to survive in a battle. Eventually, we develop the ability to sense enemies and anticipate danger. I'd heard that such senses are heightened when in the presence of extraplanar entities. I thought those stories were complete hogwash until I met you and Beatrice Frega's familiar.
Tyrion, I fought literal monsters and barely escaped with my life. But when I'm near Eris, none of those creatures even come close. I get this feeling it's like I'm in front of a predator that I could never hope to beat. Every instinct I have tells me to run whenever she's close by. I'm terribly sorry, he's not usually like this. It's to be expected. I'm not sure why, but animals have always disliked me.
There's still very little you know about demons. So what's to say that one can't take the appearance of a human? But it's still a long shot. But there is one way to find out for sure.
Tyrion, talk to me, what's wrong?
Ruby, I'm about to do something stupid. If I fall unconscious, I need you to call Celeste and tell her to contact Lord Asclepius or the Archduke.
What?
If you're wrong about this, there's no way either of them will get here in time. But it's already late and the trial resumes tomorrow. You can't waste any more time travelling to either of their locations. Eris Ilmater, wherever and whatever you are, by the eye of Horus, I issue upon you a divine edict. Release thy guards and manifest your blood contract with Ruby Tamora.
So you finally figured it out, my dearest Tyrion.
There we go, occupation, Empress of Discord. This entire time I've been chasing you.
You have? It's been so entertaining, watching you scramble around.
You've been making contracts with people across Wivengard. You took control of Arya and Beatrice. But why? Why would you want to do any of this?
Oh, I can't possibly reveal all my secrets. This isn't the proper stage to have our final battle. But I suppose that you've come this far. So how about I give you a little gift?
Ruby's blood contract. Upon signing this contract, Ruby Tamora grants the Empress of Discord access to her memories. At any time, the Empress may view any and all of Tamora's memories. In addition to that, the Empress may instantaneously change and alter her memories whenever she wishes. Signed with Ruby Tamora's name. Again, what does Ruby get out of it?
What was that?
Ruby, Eris Ilmater is a demon. And she's not just any demon, she's the Empress of Discord. And you signed a blood contract with her. That's why you can't remember anything about her.
What? Tyrion, I swear on my life that I didn't know anything about this.
Well, I know, she probably tricked you into signing it. Just like she tricked Arya.
Arya? What does the prosecutor have to do with this? Come on, you two. I know things are kind of tense, but there's no need to...
Oh, what are you holding? Is that a blood contract? Celeste, Eris is the Empress of Discord.
What? It was her the entire time. She tricked Arya into signing a blood contract with her, and she probably controlled her and Beatrice to orchestrate the entire massacre. What? Tyrion, this is crazy! I know I was scared of her that one time, but how could Eris be a demon? She looks nothing like Marinath. I know how unbelievable it is, but I used my divine edict with her name. That wouldn't have worked unless she was a demon. Yeah, I guess I can't disagree with that.
We'll need to contact the Grand General immediately.
But if she's really a demon, is it even possible to arrest her? It's already been a day. For someone like her, that would be more than enough time to skip town. I'll need to speak with the Archduke about this. Thanks, Ruby. You've helped us more than you could ever know. Yeah, of course. Celeste, let's meet up with everyone. We'll need to discuss our next course of action. Right. You're about to leave Ruby's office when she stops you. Tyrion, have you been using the Eye of Horus lately? Yeah. I can't say much about what I'm doing right now, but I am in the middle of a case. It's just that... What's wrong? Never mind. I don't think it's my place to say anything. I think I'm just being my usual paranoid self. I'm not the one with the ability to read minds anyway. So if you're not seeing it, it's probably nothing.
Okay.
I know you can't tell me about what you're doing, and I have no idea what could possibly involve the Kingsguard, Steelwind, and the Empress of Discord, but just stay safe, okay? You're the only family I have left.
I will. I promise.
Thank you.
You finally found the lead you've been looking for, but you're not sure where this will take you. Knowing what you know now, you're almost a little afraid of what might happen. Who is Eris? Why would she go to the trouble of orchestrating any of this? She not only impersonated the Eye-Taker's daughter, she also pretended to be your friend. What's her goal in all of this? Hopefully tomorrow will bring you the answers you're looking for.
Is something wrong, Commander?
Don't play dumb with me. They tell me what you really are. What's your game, demon? Why would you just deliver yourself to our doorstep?
Oh, Orim, I've put in far too much work in this story to miss the final act. I can't wait to see how this ends.
You killed 3 people and enslaved an innocent girl. Is this all some kind of game to you?
That's exactly what this is to me. I'll admit, looking back, it does feel a bit derivative. But I think I've done enough to differentiate myself from those that came before. It's a shame about the timing of it all, though.
You're goddamn insane.
That took you long enough to notice. I guess the Oafish Inquisition Commander does have some observational skills after all.
Whatever. You just better not try anything.
You know I can't lie, so I'll reassure you. I promise I won't harm anyone while I'm in this prison. We're finally approaching the climax, Tyrion. No more deductions, no more talking. No more god-awful teasing when we both know who was really behind this. It's just me and you.
Guess we'll save them. Okay, so I think we'll leave it there for now. It's a little shorter than last time. Well, it's half the length of the last episode, but that's part of the point. It seems like we might be heading into the finale, not only of the case, but of this first, currently only installment of Tyrion Cuthbert. Hopefully there'll be more. But yeah, so we'll leave it here. We'll come back and we'll devote the next episode entirely to whatever comes next, presumably a denouement. We'll find out what exactly has been going on and why. But I think, we've got a grasp of what happened, who did it. I guess the only real question outstanding is, well, 2 questions outstanding. Why she's doing it, and how we're going to stop it. So, we'll leave it there. But thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, if you could hit that thumbs up button, that'd be very much appreciated, as always. As would be any comments so far on the, on the story, on the various cases that we've had, the game generally. Anything you like, really. It's just always great to hear your thoughts. And if you're watching this and haven't yet subscribed to the channel, would be amazing if you could do so. So thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.